Hello, my name is Livani Valdivia, and this is my presentation on California representatives. I do live in the city of Eastville, so everything I'm going to be talking about will be precisely about my city, and these are some of the points we are going to be discussing today. First of all, for our federal senators, we have here Dianne Feinstein and Alex Padilla. Dianne Feinstein has been in her position since 1992, and Alex Padilla was just barely sworn in for his position. They're both Democratic as well. And then for our member of Congress in my area, it is Ken Calvert. He is our congressman for the 42nd Congressional District. And right here, as we can see, where my city's at in Eastville, it's like on the top of the corner, close to Ontario. It has a little bit of a lip right there. It's kind of curved in a very interesting way. I feel like it's probably was designed that way to maybe with the idea of gerrymandering, just because you can see that it is very interestingly shaped. It kind of leaves some parts of Paris out, and then it cuts off by as well by Hemet. So those are like very interesting forms how they cut those cities out. But I could also be very wrong on that. For my state district, Richard D. Roth. He is our Senate district, part of the 31st district. And right here you can see that it's very interestingly cut as well. I feel like this is more clean cut, so I don't think they really tried to cut anything out. As well, it's a very interesting curve shaped, and I like how it just has like a very little bit of city. So it's just Moreno Valley, Riverside, Eastville, Corona area. So it's like very all together. You can tell that it didn't really cut any city out. It's all very close. And then for my assembly district, we have Sabrina Cervantes. She is part of the 60th district, and right there you can see how it just has where I'm from, Eastville, Drupa Valley, Norco, Corona, and part of Riverside. And for this one, I feel like it's very clean cut as well, so I feel like this was a little bit more organized, this district. And then I did want to talk about gerrymandering, which basically is when certain districts are cut in a certain way to basically skew the population. For an example, maybe for my area, I know they're in the city of Riverside. There's some areas where it's a little bit nicer, and then there's some areas where there is a little bit of lower income residents. So gerrymandering would be cutting Riverside in half and splitting basically the lower population on one side and having the people that are the nicer areas on a different side. And that way, since it's split up, you can basically kind of control how people will be voting. As well as I know in Norco and in a lot of Riverside, people are mostly Republican, so you probably want to make a district where it's mostly Republican focused. So in that district, votes will most likely lean to be Republican instead of Democratic. In that way, you kind of get laws passed that are more associated to what you believe. So I know that's another reason for gerrymandering. I did want to add this picture right here. When we were looking through our districts, you can see some of them were really oddly shaped, and this seemed a little bit interesting. And when you compare California completely to Ohio, you can see California, like especially that big area on the right hand side, the blue shaped district, it's very clean cut. So I feel like they did that more for a geography purposes, making sure that the district in there, it has all of the city lines and city limits. Versus Ohio, I feel like Ohio is a lot smaller state, and you can see that there's lots of districts there. They're all weirdly shaped, especially the one in the center, the purple one. It looks like it's a puzzle piece. So I feel a lot of these districts were kind of designed to probably cut out different populations out, because everything seems like a big puzzle. You have different shapes, they're all skewed differently, as well as like that pink shape on the right where it's very long and weirdly shaped. So I feel like Ohio definitely uses gerrymandering a little bit more than California. I mean, you can tell in California in the center there's a lot of small little districts, but from the big picture it's a little bit more clean cut, versus Ohio has a whole bunch of different shape districts, which I'm pretty sure will be gerrymandering. So that's why I wanted to add that. I feel like it was very interesting to see and compare to a different state. Overall, I think this assignment was very helpful because I learned many different things about districts, especially precisely where I live and what districts I belong to. But it's also interesting to see the members that are in charge of each district and how they vary from different, ideas. Like Sabrina Cervantes, she is very democratic and she's a Latina, so it's like super awesome to be part of her district, especially with having some type of democratic views that I have and she has as well. So it's really interesting to see how, even though we are over here in Riverside, we most likely always try to be, we usually vote for Republican, but in my district, precisely for that one assembly member, she is Democratic. So it's really cool to see how in different districts you still have various different ideas. So it's really interesting to see that and learn that. And after that, I just want to thank you all for watching. I hope you have a wonderful day, and thank you.